Alright, let's talk about the most infamous word in all of the internet, nitpicking. This word is vague. It's too vague. Everyone says it's criticizing small things, minute things, or things that are unimportant, but even that is too vague and it leaves out the important thing, cause and effect. To explain that, let me explain my two-question system separating actual critiques from nitpicks. So I made a two-question system structure in order to discover and find out whether a critique really is nitpicking, like everyone says it is, or whether it's an actual criticism. Now you might notice. Yeah, I'm actually running out of time, and I'm on a massive time crunch, so I made this one video, so please excuse that I made this in only about 30 minutes. So ask yourself two questions in a row when you see a critique. The first question is is it visual? Then after that, you ask yourself a second question: does it have or break any non-visual cause and effect? The reason is because visual errors, like the dreaded boom mic and the moving cup and characters swapping positions, those are visual. They do not implicate or have as much cause and effect consequences as a plot hole, a character assassination, or a contradiction. So the actual errors are the ones that answer yes to the second question. It actually made a PNG in order to demonstrate the two-question structure as a flowchart, but even that couldn't make it in the time crunch that I have, so don't get exhausted. I'll explain it here. The first question is if the critique is visual. If you answer yes, then your critique is likely nitpicking because it is going to be visual, and visual does not have the same implications for cause and effect as non-visual critiques. So also, for example, take a look at the movie Bolt, 2008 by Disney. Even they get the dreaded
boom mic.
We got a boom mic.
It's a boom mic.
That's sloppy.
However, here's the thing. Even the question and its flowcharts still apply here. Ask yourself, is it visual? Yes. And does it have any non-visual cause and effect in-universe for the in-universe motion picture that they're filming? No. So, I forgot her name, conveniently. She doesn't care. She asks the correct question of who cares if the dog sees it or not.
Who cares if the dog sees a boom mic?
And then the director goes in this very long, boring speech about it. In addition, the thing about visual critiques is that boom mics and other errors are almost always, they're always done by people working against the clock and against the weather and against the sun. So visual errors are almost inevitable. So pointing them out is not only useless because it again has no cause and effect on the in-motion picture structure for critique, but it also makes you come off like a mean person. Show even the slightest semblance of empathy for the people that are working 14-hour days. Of course they're going to make mistakes. Immediately after, you have to contrast the one that is visual and has no cause and effect to the one that is non-visual yet still has cause and effect. These are contradictions, plot holes, characters assassinations, writing mistakes and errors, and world-building errors. These are the actual critiques to be looking out for. These aren't minor ones like ones that have zero cause and effect, or ones that are useless to point out like visual errors. These are actual, down to the very system, errors that are the fault and accountability of the writer. It is impossible to call these nitpicks because they go down to the very system, the structure, the lifeblood of the motion picture. It's writing, it's screenplay. So these are the ones to actually look out for. These ones are objective, just as the entire structure is. It's objective, it's not down to the subject. It is objective, it's down to the picture.
That's it. I'm out of ideas. We're closed.
Basically every single video on criticism or about criticism is just flooded with a bunch of random crap that has absolutely no value because it doesn't go over what it does or does not have cause and effect. In this two-question structure, I just completely eviscerated the entire internet basically by giving them and proving to them that what matters is the cause and effect. It's like the Newton's cradle. If it works, then it'll work, but if it has broken cause and effect, So criticism isn't what you just go, whoa, dude, come on, you're just totally nitpicking.
Get out! That is the dumbest idea you've ever had, and you have had some doozy.
And listen, I know. I'm a writer as well. I know what it's like to have your works get chopped up and eviscerated. But you cannot and should not just dismiss everyone as, whoa, dude, come on, you're just nitpicking. You should begin to ask them and yourself the questions. Is it visual? Then ask, does it have implicate or break non-visual cause and effect? It is, the first one is to dismiss and excuse and forgive errors made visually, because these are inevitable. However, the second one is what we should really be looking out for. If you answer yes to the second question, then you are making a massive mistake as a writer. You should absolutely fix it. And here's another form of evidence as to how good my two-question structure is. The video you're watching, ask yourself, are the visuals bad? Yeah, it's bad. It's not really good. However, the second question, does the cause and effect get broken? No. The cause and effect of me teaching you, the audience, the two-question structure and how to separate and forgive nitpickings and find real, actual, universal, and objective critiques in motion pictures and all fiction. Yes, because whether I had told you this two-question structure on a production house with a team and budget, or in a sketch, or recording it on a literal potato, the cause and effect is still the same. So even my own structure and logic being applied to myself still works. Here's a quick reminder.